Hello students, how are you? I hope you're doing well. We haven't seen each other in quite some time now, and for most of you I won't be able to see you at the end of the year. So because usually I bring you cake to celebrate the end of the year, I thought that I would show you how to make cake. So instead of feeding you once, I'm feeding you for the rest of your life. You're welcome. And I've chosen a recipe that's super easy to make. It's the brownies, and the brownies have always had a ton of success because they're so rich and they're so decadent. It's very chocolatey, it's got everything you like in it, it's got sugar, it's got fat, we're happy with it. So we're making brownies. First, let me give you a tour of the ingredients. Right, first it starts with chocolate, obviously. That's 400 grams of chocolate, and I shouldn't show you that because it's publicity, but this for me is the best you can get. I've tried with different brands. This one is always the best. Okay, so 400 grams of chocolate. Then it's butter. After sugar, you've got butter. That's 250 grams, and so it's a whole bar of butter. Use salted butter. If you don't have salted butter, add some fleur de sel, and even if I have salted butter, I will add some of this at some point because the salt really brings the chocolate flavor. So let's go for salted butter and a pinch of fleur de sel. Right, then we have sugar. That's 200 grams of regular sugar, and then you can add vanilla sugar, like 1 pack of vanilla sugar. If you don't have pack of vanilla sugar, if you only have like vanilla flavor, use it, that's perfect. Then we've got 3 eggs, and finally we've got nuts. So I'm using the pecan. You can use any type. You can use hazelnut, you can use almonds, you can use no nuts at all, and then it will give you more of a fondant au chocolat than brownies. But yes, use it, choose the ones you like. And my advice is roast the nuts in advance, put them on a tray in the oven, 180 degrees for like 10 minutes. It brings out the flavor, it's crazy, especially with hazelnuts. Try it, you'll tell me how you like it. And finally, we have 75 grams of flour. So as you know, I can't have any gluten, so I need to change that. And what I use, if you're gluten-free and you need options, I'm giving you 2 or 3. First option, you switch the 75 grams of flour for 75 grams of hazelnut powder. It's perfect, it gives it good flavor too. Or you use a mix of flour, as you probably know how to do. Today I've chosen a mix of, so I do a third, and today I've tweaked it a little bit. I've used a third of regular rice flour, so 25 grams of rice flour, 25 grams of chestnut flour because I like the taste. And because rice flour sometimes makes it a bit dry, my third ingredient is almond flour. And otherwise you can use maizena instead of almond flour, and that's perfect. Okay, so that's for the gluten-free. Gluten-full, use regular flour and it's fine. You are going to need a tray. It's more a tray than a mold. It's a tray. And parchment paper inside. Don't bother with butter and parchment paper because it's very gooey, so when it gets out of the mold, it's easier if you just take the whole thing at once. Right, and the first thing we need to do, we need to turn on the oven, but actually the first thing we need to do, which I've done, wash your hands and pull up your hair if it's not done yet. And now we can turn on the oven. It's 180 degrees. And that's, okay, so my oven is on. And now we can start. Okay, so easy, nice and easy. The first thing we do, chocolate, butter, and you put that in the microwave. Because it has butter, you don't have to worry about the chocolate in the microwave for as long as it takes for it to be completely melted. Right, so my chocolate and butter have melted. It took me about 4 minutes in the microwave, and I think it's the longest process in the whole recipe. So now I'm stirring it, And you need to start very slowly in the middle. You try to make small circles first, otherwise you'll get butter everywhere. And then you go like this, so that you go round, and that way it's not you're not making a mess everywhere. Right, it's nice, it's smooth, it's lovely. Right, now putting this aside to cool a little bit, we're moving on to sugar and eggs. And my way of dealing with eggs may be a bit different to you, but I assure you it works like a charm. So that's 1 egg, 2, and we need 3. If I do it like this, it's first because it's fun, and also because I find that you have less shells that fall into the mix. So that way, no pieces of shell. We're good to go. That's 3, and now you need to. I'm using a whisk because you need to give it quite a stir and quite not fast, but you need to go strongly at it so that it will. Also, there you go. My oven is hot enough, and you need to do this. You whisk it until it starts to become whiter. It needs to be paler, and it will make some sort of not a foam, but almost. Right, so it's starting to be a bit paler, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's an easy recipe, and I love American baking, but American baking is usually pretty simple. So if you find it too difficult, it's probably because you're doing something wrong. Okay, here we go. That's paler. I'm sure you can whisk it a bit more. We won't bother. That's done, and now I need to check my recipe. Mama, yes. And now we're adding the chocolate into this. So I'm putting this away. Yeah, that's good. And that's the secret. You need to do these two separately, and then you add the chocolate into this mix. Otherwise, the consistency of your cake is strange. Trust me, I've tried. I wasn't doing it right. Okay, here we go. Mix, mix, mix. Use a spatula to get all the chocolate and butter. Oh, look at this. That's yummy. Yummy. There we go. Yep. Yeah, I'm licking my fingers. You need to do the same. Oh, it's so good. Okay. And now mix it well. And when I mix, my left hand is moving the bowl. You don't have to go like this. Move the bowl with your left hand, it's easier. Okay, and it gives you more of a gooey consistency, right? Now you add the flour. So again, go slowly to make sure that you don't spill everywhere, like I often do. Here we go. Beautiful. That looks so good. And finally, you add the nuts and you're done. Look at that. Oh, I could chop them up, but I won't. You don't have to, because then in the tray, once it's baked and once it's cooled, you actually cut the squares yourself. So you will be cutting the nuts at that stage. You don't need to cut it now. Make life easier for you guys. Okay, and it's done. Mix it well, we're good. Right, and now into the tray. Brownies are what we call a tray bake. It's something you bake in a tray. So you bake it and then you cut it, and it's very American to do that. Actually, the English do it too. It's just that for me it looks more American. Brownies for me look very American. The Brits, I feel, are more refined. So they do it now, but they didn't invent it. Right, I'm gonna use the spatula again. Yeah, I'm gonna get chocolate everywhere. Oh well. That's much better. There we go. And once it's in the tray, try to even it out. See, so that it's, otherwise you're gonna have parts that will cook before the others, and then some parts will be burned, some others won't be cooked enough. You don't want that. So even it out. There we go. Right. honestly, you can just lick the spoon and the spatula, but I'm trying to be an adult, a grown-up here, so I'm not doing it in front of you anyway. I'll do it a bit later. And it's done. Put it in the oven. Yep, I'm gonna have to clean my apron too. So that's like 20-25 minutes. Take a knife. It needs to be soft in the middle, but check the outer edges need to be cooked. But you know, you'll do it and you'll see how you like it. And then next time you'll do it the way you like it. But I'm giving you like 25 minutes and see if it's good for you. Okay, see you in 25. Right, so it's been 25 minutes. There's like, what, 24 minutes. There's 1 minute left on my oven. And I just realized that I forgot to put the fleur de sel in the chocolate, but it's fine because I tasted it a little bit, you know, and it tastes really nice. So taste it. If you think you need it, put it. Otherwise, the salted butter is enough. And remember, in French, there's a difference between beurre salé and beurre demi-sel. What I used was beurre demi-sel, and so you have more salt in there, as opposed to beurre salé, which has less salt. So if you're using beurre salé, you may need to add some of this. Otherwise, have fun with it. See how it tastes. Put a little bit. See if you like it. Anyway, so this is done. I'm not gonna wait for it to ring. Let us take it out. Oh, it's nice. Right, I'll come over there to show you. So see, that's what it looks like. And I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? It's shiny and there's like, oops, see, it's moving. It's so gooey. There's like a very thin film, like, I don't know what it is, but if you want to know if your brownies are good, that's what's telling you that it's good. It's that shiny, very thin film on top of your brownies. So I'm gonna let it cool down because that's 180 degrees, so that's really hot. What I would advise you to do, leave it out. When it's cool enough, put it in the fridge, and then once it's really like hard, rock solid, you just lift it, you cut it in pieces, and you're good to go. And then you see if you like it really cold, like just out of the fridge, or if you like it a bit softer, if you leave it like 10 minutes or maybe more outside. It's really up to you. But see, easy, super easy. So that's my way of wishing you a wonderful summer. Thanking you too for the year, even though it was shorter than it should have been. It was a lot of fun for me. I hope it was fun for you, even if sometimes I do talk too much, or if you think that what we're doing is not interesting. I'm thanking you because you've been wonderful students all year. I hope this makes up for the fact that you're not gonna see me, because I'm sure you miss me so much. But I do miss you. So have a great summer, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.